So let's talk about Purdy's day. Before I give you like a general summary or an impression, why don't I just take you through my notebook and you guys can decide on your own what you thought of Purdy's day? Because everyone's got their own biases. You think I have mine. I really don't. So here's how a 7-on-7 kicks off for the first team offense. Purdy throws a pass over the middle to Kittle, running a dig, right to left. Passes behind Kittle, incomplete. Okay, 0 for 1. Next play, Brock Purdy drops back. Has Pearsall running deep up the left sideline. And I got to give Pearsall credit on this play because he beat Patrick Surtain with a stutter go. It was a beautiful route. Ricky Pearsall moves very, very well. If you don't get your hands on him early in the route or at some point in the route, good luck. Good freaking luck. Seriously. He moves really well. And Surtain never faced him before. Beat him in one-on-ones. Come right back in 7-on-7s. Plays far off. Gives him a cushion. Ricky Pearsall, stutter go. Boom. Open. Purdy sees him. Throws a pop-up to the shortstop. No. Throws a pop-up. Not only is it short, it's late, and it's to the inside. He needed to put that one out there, outside the numbers. But it's to the inside, it's high, it's short, it's intercepted. It's a Jimmy Garoppolo deep pass. We've seen when Jimmy would miss deep throws, it was inside, which is like pick city. You're trying to get it away from the safety, man. Pearsall beat the corner. Why are you bringing the safety into the play? Okay, but that's just 2 throws. 7-on-7s. Not really football. Then Matt comes in, does a pretty great job like he always does against the backups. Here comes Purdy again. Hits McCaffrey on goes out from the backfield to the right, cuts across from right to left, hits McCaffrey. Smart. Nice completion. Next play, Purdy to Demarcus Robinson, out left, quick out left for about 6 yards. It was a bit of a hospital ball, though. The cornerback, Riley Moss, comes down screaming, lowering his shoulder. You know how that is in practice, like he would have blown him up. Hard to know for sure. Next play, Purdy to Kittle, outright for 10 yards. Nice throw. That's 3 in a row for Purdy. Doing well, bouncing back from that interception, which was bad. Next play, Purdy over the middle to Pearsall. Passes high and behind Pearsall, who leaps, spins, gets a hand on it. He jumps very high, just doesn't have long arms. Tips it to a defender. Interception number 2. Now, not the best throw, but that's a tough throw. And in fairness to Purdy, it's a catch that Jennings makes in his freaking sleep. It's a catch that Ayuk makes. It's a throw that they need to stop throwing to Pearsall. That is an interception waiting to happen. Pearsall over the middle. So they learned that. Brock Purdy, you people say like he's throwing picks in practice all the time to learn stuff. Hell yeah, he learned something today. Don't throw the ball over the middle to Pearsall in traffic against the Denver Broncos or teams that are good like them. Because he's not physical and doesn't have long arms, and he's going to tip the ball. He's going to come close and tip it to the team. All right. Now we're in 11-on-11s. This is where it gets bad for the offense. First play, handoff to Christian McCaffrey, -3, stopped by Bitonio, who just starts, the whole defense just starts taunting the 49ers in their backfield at their house. No respect. Smacks Christian McCaffrey. And not McCaffrey's fault, just like they try to run on to the left side. But unfortunately, Trent Williams didn't practice today. He suited up and put on pads, but didn't practice. So they're running off Burford's side. Not exactly the same. Lost at 3. Sorry, Christian. Next play. Play action. Purdy over the middle to Pearsall. How do you think this one's going to end up? Dig. Bad throw out in front. Diving doesn't get it. Next play, handoff to Patrick Taylor Jr. for no gain. Patrick Taylor Jr. is the backup running back on this team right now. Next play, Christian McCaffrey, no gain, toss left. And like every play, the noise on the Broncos sideline is just getting louder and louder and louder. Next play, Brock to Kittle for 5 yards on a play action bootleg to the left just to get the ball moving. Then second team comes out. Back to the first team. Purdy sacked. Next play, toss to Taylor. Next play, handoff to McCaffrey. A little bit better. Next play, Purdy to Kittle over the middle for 10 yards in the face of heavy pressure. All right, Purdy. All right. Show them what you're all about. Handoff to Patrick Taylor for 10 yards on a draw. That was nice. Purdy to McCaffrey for 10 yards out left in the face of pressure. He's cooking right now. Next play, Purdy to Pearsall. You know, in retrospect, Purdy actually wasn't that bad. It was the Purdy-Pearsall connection that was just awful. Purdy to Pearsall over the middle. Once again, dig. Incomplete. Don't do that. It's not how you want to use him. Next play, Purdy to DeMarcus Robinson on a slant. Beats Surtain. He beat him in one-on-ones too. DeMarcus Robinson is a good player. Not super explosive. It's like 31. I don't know if he's going to be a deep threat. He was last year, but he's big. He's physical. He's the only really physical wide receiver out there for the Niners right now. And Surtain is big as hell. I mean, in real life. I don't know what he's like in Madden or on TV, but he's big as hell in real life. And DeMarcus did okay against him on that rep. Purdy comes back next play, hits. No, wait, I got that one. Then they got McCaffrey, no gain, toss right. Kiner plus 20 with a jump cut. I think Kiner might be good. Then you had, Purdy to Robinson, dig over the middle, tipped. They need Jennings back so bad. This was a great day for Jauan Jennings. He doesn't even know it yet. Maybe he knows it now. But this day couldn't have worked out any better for Jauan Jennings. They desperately need him. He would have made all these catches. Purdy would have had a good day if Jauan Jennings were out there. McCaffrey, inside zone right for 5. Patrick Taylor Jr. -3, hit by 99. This was bad. Purdy down the middle to Watkins on a post. He's open. This guy's been whooping everyone all day. He's good. He's a little smaller a little shorter than Pearsall, but he's more physical. He's stronger than Pearsall. Post open, Purdy overthrows him. Rough. He's 4 for 8 at this point in 11 on 11s, 3 for 6 and 7 on 7. So he's having a rough day. And then what's even worse is, so he misses Watkins down the middle. And that's the last play for the first team. Second team comes on the field. And first play for the second team, Mac Jones super casually drops back and throws a 60-yard strike down the middle to Robbie Chosen. It really felt like Kyle Shanahan was like, all right, Brock, you missed that layup. Mac, show him how it's done. That was rough. All right, now they're in the red zone. Purdy hits DeMarcus Robinson on a slant for 10. It was nice. Then you got Pearsall end around -3, hit by Hufunga. Really trying to make that Pearsall thing work. Then you got Purdy to Kittle for 10 outright. Kittle's always open. Kittle's a great player. Kittle really should get 150 targets a year like Kelsey did, but he won't. McCaffrey for 5, bouncing out to the right. Oh, 3rd and 8. Purdy to Pearsall. Dig over the middle. Incomplete. Covered by Riley Moss. They really tried to make that happen. Wasn't happening. Not gonna happen. It's like fetch. They were trying to make fetch happen. It didn't happen. Corey Kiner, no gain. Second team offense. Okay, here they are back here. Purdy, incomplete roll left to Russell Gage. Missed him. Then Purdy touchdown pass in the red zone to McCaffrey after holding the ball for 6 seconds. That was nice. Great protection. Purdy touchdown pass to Jordan Watkins, who beat Patrick Surtain on a slant. He was playing off, but still he beat Patrick Surtain for a touchdown. Shout out Jordan Watkins. Shout out Brock Purdy. And then this next play, he scrambles up the middle for a touchdown himself. Then they get to moving the ball, and he starts doing a lot better. But let me get to the move the ball period. Hands off to McCaffrey for 8. Next play, Purdy to Pearsall. Outside on an out route near the sideline for 10. That's where you throw to Pearsall. 1-on-1 outside. Next play, throw to Juszczyk for 5 yards. Next play, this is set up like a 2nd and 6. Purdy deep to Juszczyk on a wheel route. He's wide open, and Purdy overthrows this one. How many times we see Jimmy do that? I feel like Purdy had a very Jimmy day. At this point, Mike Shanahan, who's there watching practice, throws up his hands, walks away, and watches the Niners defense face the Broncos offense. Remember, he coached the Broncos for a decade or so. That was rough. And then Purdy did a lot better after that. Because, like, I don't know what it was, but he just wasn't in a rhythm. It wasn't working. And I got to blame Kyle a little bit here. If the play call was to force the ball to Ricky Pearsall, that didn't help anyone. Didn't help Brock, didn't help the offense, didn't help Ricky. Once they got in a 2-minute drill, which they never, ever do on their own, Brock looked really good. He got in a rhythm. He was spreading the ball around. It wasn't all of a sudden the Ricky Pearsall show, although he got Ricky involved later with that beautiful touchdown up the sideline against Riley Moss in the move the ball period. So I'm not here to dump on Brock Purdy. There's a lot of context there. Most of his bad throws went to Pearsall. And I think they were using Pearsall the wrong way. He's not Ayuk. He's not Jennings. He's a really, really fluid mover. He's faster than Ayuk. He might be more explosive than Ayuk. He's better after the catch than Ayuk. You can give him the ball and end around. You wouldn't really want to do that with Ayuk. But all the physical, like the blocking, beating press, going over the middle, what is Pearsall going to do there? Jordan Watkins is more physical than Ricky Pearsall. He is a finesse. He is the good version of Dante Pettis. Dante Pettis is the bad version, although Dante Pettis is still in the league. But Pearsall is a much more explosive mover than Dante Pettis. And he's tougher than Dante Pettis, but he's not physical. Anyway, we're talking about Purdy. Early on in the practice, the Broncos were showing so much disrespect, yelling, sneering, laughing. It's kind of stuff the Chargers did in 2021 when the Niners came to town. And I feel like it wasn't because Jimmy was just bad. It was that Jimmy was not playing like one of the highest paid players in the league probably should. And that's a team, the Chargers, that had Justin Herbert playing on a rookie deal. So the Broncos are looking at their guy, Bo Nix, who's affordable and young, and they're looking at Brock Purdy making $53 million a year thinking, our guy's better. What's going on over here? Bigger, stronger, those bigger arm, turns the ball over less. But he's just figuring out where not to throw Ricky Pearsall the ball. So that was definitely an educational experience for sure. Josh says, so is Brock worse than Mac? Is that what's happening? Let me take a sip of tea real quick. Is Brock worse than Mac? Say this. We haven't seen Mac in this system yet. We haven't seen Brock not in the system yet. So we've seen Mac do well with Josh McDaniels, do poorly with Matt Patricia and Doug Peterson. Now we're seeing them both in the same system, and so far, Mac does have better numbers in camp, but he's playing with the second string. Brock definitely has more of a playmaker mentality and ability. He can go off script better. He can extend plays better. But I'm starting to think about quarterbacks the way that Sean Payton does. Okay, I love the positive plays that Brock Purdy can create out of structure on his own. Love that. That's something Mac Jones can't do. But a lot of bad quarterbacks can do that. Caleb Williams can do that. He's terrible, at least for right now. And I think you can make the occasional nice play with your legs, rolling out, extending, holding the ball. But if you are creating a negative play 10% of the time, then those positive plays probably aren't worth it, because the negative plays are at best sacks, which are drive killers, and at worst turnovers, which are game killers. And with Brock, I mean, his sack percentage went up last year. His time to throw went up last year. He's holding the ball longer, forcing things down the field. He just became more mistake prone. And I hope that trend stops. Because if he keeps, if the more he plays and the more the league is exposed to him, the more mistakes he makes, then he's not going to be a starter, for 10 more years. He'll go the Jimmy Garoppolo route. And with Mac, he's not going to give you a bunch of big plays. What he'll do is execute the offense, which will lead to big plays, and theoretically not create a bunch of negative ones on his own. We'll see if that plays out. In games, it's playing out that way in practice. And I think the presence of Mac, the return of the Mac, is going to put pressure on Brock to play the right way. Because if he starts freelancing like he did last year, mess around, freelance, lose, have a rough September, miss a game with a hangnail, Mac Jones comes in, lights it up, well, then it's easy to go with the hot hand, no matter how much they paid him. So I guess that's interesting. David Kendall Jr. says, you play how practice and Brock is not one. I think you play how you practice. JDM 4087 says, the only Moody I like in the Bay is Moses Moody. I'm not even a big Moses Moody guy, really. I'm not big on the Moody's, the Bay Area Moody's. Is there a Moody I'm not thinking of?